Hey everyone, it's time to Nephis and chill. In this video, I'll be talking about the rather turbulent experience the Elder Scrolls Online has been going through, at least on PC North American mega server, in regards to the rather buggy and also in the wake of the Explorer Celebration impromptu event for double XP and double gold and so forth. A rather poor performance in terms of the server performance. And I'll be going over a lot of things here chronologically, but also to give you guys basically an update on what's going on in ESO for those of you who do play on PCNA. Because one, there's a lot of people, especially newer players, joining the ESO University Discord, which you should join if you want to keep up to date on the progression of these bugs and also perhaps the state of the game. But yeah, people are wondering what's going on. So I'm here making this video to basically explain what's going on. So basically, at the start of the patch, everything seemed actually fairly okay. But then as it progressed, well, just kind of like the multi-bidding fiasco that happened about 2 years ago, which I also made a video on, where PCEU also got absolutely demolished in terms of not just performance, but also the Guild Trader bug occurring. It's safe to say that things started appearing more and more, again, unstable. So we got a lot of people reporting, crashes to desktop. We had people reporting, the camera perspective not working. I personally also experienced this next one, which is basically the inbox bugging out, saying you have, the full inbox, so you can't really do anything with the mailbox. I've also seen players complain about a higher CPU usage from the game. There's also been a basically general instability to the login access. So a lot of people were stuck on loading screens. I think I was doing RITs during prime time, which is about 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern on the weekday, and it took me about sometimes 15 to 20 minutes per loading screen. So that wasn't very good. There's also been, again, some weird login queue bugs where people were waiting for like an hour. Dungeon queue was messed up. Some people actually, was testing it, and one person ended up being in a dungeon queue as a tank for about 2 hours and 51 or so minutes. So, pretty interesting, although that was circumvented with the help of one other person to queue with you, or a full group just queuing for random normals or whatever. We've also had some interesting bugs like Wood Elf Female using the male walk and other animations, which is interesting. And we also do have the bug with the map pins for the world bosses, dolmens, and delves. There's also been some issues. No surprises there because they did tamper with it in terms of the database, the account one achievements. They also have taken the PCNA mega server offline, I think at this point at least twice now, in order for them to do maintenance on it. I think earlier today, March 22nd, as of the making of this video, they took it off about afternoon. Before that, they also took it off, I believe, during the Explorer Celebration. And of course, just like always, people are always demanding compensation. If this was like a planned double XP event, I am like completely on the side of the players here. But since it was like an impromptu kind of thing, and no one really planned for it or made their schedule for it, or like took off work or whatever people, crazy people do to grind. I don't think it really matters. But hopefully the servers are ready for the Jesters Festival, and of course the Anniversary Jubilee, which is ESO's, I believe, 8th, 9th, almost 9th birthday, or 8th birthday, official birthday anyway. So yeah, I mean, if this is a small sample what's to come, but yeah, so just to kind of show you guys on the screen or on video some of the things that they have noted. The activity finder, they're still trying to work things out. They're also trying to fix the long loading screens and the increased lag. To be honest, they've actually been quite on top of things in terms of communicating, at least giving the updates in terms of the PCNA maintenances. And they also have said they cannot find a single root cause of what's going on, because again, PCEU seems pretty fine. It's actually doing well because PCNA players have started kind of playing on PCEU, just kind of reminiscent of previous times where either PCEU got completely botched and PCU players would come over for a little bit, and then there was another time before that, I believe in 2016, where PCNA also, was basically unusable for a couple of days, where we went over to PCU and just kind of messed around. So pretty interesting. But although they have noted that the PCEU players have expressed that they're experiencing similar issues to PCNA players, so it might just be the entire game. But it seems PCNA, for whatever reason, despite having a much lower population than the EU, is having more issues. So yeah, very interesting what a conundrum it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of what they are communicating to us. Again, I did mention a bug affecting pins and stuff, and they have confirmed that there is a bug affecting completed delves, world bosses, and world events. And all of this kind of harkens back to what has been discussed in the ESOU podcast and with other content creators, where it seems like the issues that arose in PvP have started kind of leaking more and more into PvE, which is probably the explanation behind a huge motivator behind why they're, I think, re-architecting the structure of the server or the game itself, which I believe they are in the process of doing. So I'm not sure if all these issues are a result of that. I have no idea. It's just pure speculation, which you shouldn't put any weight into. As for PvP, well, because I've been talking about PvE quite a bit, what are PvPers experiencing in terms of issues this patch? Well, probably old news at this point for PvPers, but I've seen some PvPers complain that keeps in Cyril aren't flagging, despite being under the flag threshold of 50% or lower for their walls or doors. People can't fix walls, apparently. People are walking through walls. Of course, the loading screen is an issue. Even Battlegrounds Activity Finder had issues, just like the Dungeon Group Finder. But yeah, I mean, there's also reports of players sometimes not being able to see guilds. So there's quite a lot of things being affected this patch. And hopefully this is all worked out again before the next major event, which is actually very, very soon. I think in a few days, I believe. I think Justice Festival is on the 25th or later. But yeah, that's it. Again, if you guys want to know the status of the server, we do have a server status that we recently fixed to reflect whatever exhaust change on our end. So you can check the ESOU website on your mobile device or your desktop anytime to see whether PCNA is down for maintenance and when it's back up. Otherwise, again, join the ESOU Discord, because that's where all the information is. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and good luck with the loading screens.